I've already been to the airport this morning, man. I am whew, we're on that grind today, okay? Oh, by the way, I have a question, okay? I know in the first minute of a video, if you swear, it's like a big no-no for YouTube. It's like the difference between any views at all and just 0 views. Is asshole considered a hard... I mean, I obviously know if I drop an F-bomb in the first minute, like, YouTube will might as well just get rid of the video altogether. But anyways, am I the asshole? Just wondering. Anyone at YouTube? I know I got a ride or die at YouTube. Anyone know? Am I the asshole for evicting my brother and his family from the house I inherited so my daughter can live there? I don't know. Let's find out. I am a 40-year-old female and I have a daughter named Caroline who is 17 and a female. My brother Adam is 34 and a male. And he is married and has 2 kids under the age of 5. Okay. I don't know what that was in the background. I don't know if you guys even heard that. The noise might have removed it. The cat's doing something. Back when I was in my 20s, our great-grandmother ended up with an illness which required someone to take care of her. Oh, I see what this situation is going to be. You were the only one to take care of the grandma, I'm assuming? This ended up being me, as everyone else was busy with their lives, and I have only recently graduated from uni back then. Due to this, when she passed away, I have inherited the house she lived in. Okay, which is a small 2-bedroom. I have lived there until I got married, and me and my husband ended up moving to a bigger property. That's what you should do when you get married and you have a kid. I wonder if the brother did that. The 34-year-old brother with 2 kids, and he's married. I don't know. Anyways, I already have a feeling. I could be wrong, and I don't want to be judgmental at the gate because the brother might not be a bad person, but I already have a feeling like he's one of those 30-something-year-olds. And here's the thing. It's weird to read all these stories about 30 and 40-year-olds that are acting more childish than me. You're older than me. What are you doing? Anyways, about a year later, my brother asked if I'm willing to rent it out to him, which I agreed to do, but I have warned him that I will need it back when Caroline turns 18. She was 3 at the time. Oh my God. She was 3 at the time? 18? Wow, dude. So we're talking 14, 15 years ago. So when he was 20, he basically got to rent this house for cheap. Now, I know there's going to be some people that are against this, the idea of her getting the house when she's 18. Oh, so it's very close to universities in the city center, too. Legal agreement was drafted for the rent significantly below market value, okay? So everything was followed by the book. I know there's some people that have a problem with this. And, as somebody that grew up broke, like, I didn't get a house handed down to me. I didn't get a car handed down to me. When I moved out, as soon as I graduated, I bought my own car, moved out, paid my own rent, paid my own bills and everything. But I am of the impression that if you can make your children's lives easier, then you should. I'm not going to get mad at somebody for handing down a house to their kid when they turn 18. I would say that, like, charge her a little rent, so she gets used to, like, the idea of, like, working and being an adult. But just having that, like, not having to work with, like, a leasing company or trying to find whether or not a landlord is sketchy or not is so much easier for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you right now, I've met great landlords and I've met terrible landlords. And, it's kind of up in the air. But they also meet terrible tenants and great tenants. You know what I mean? I think there's a little bit of nuance to the situation that some people pretend to just ignore. But, or pretend to ignore it. They just flat out do ignore it. But I don't have any issue with you, saying, I mean, it's your house at the end of the day. It was given to you. You watched over the great grandma. Them's the rules. And apparently you did a whole legal agreement and everything for the brother. So I'm only bringing this up because I know some people are like, oh, she's going to be spoiled. And it's like, I think there's ways to do this where they won't be spoiled. Like, you can make their life easier, but you can also, charge rent, be like, but you're going to have to pay power and you're going to have to pay internet. So you're going to have a job, but you're not going to have to work like an extreme amount while you're doing college because, you can split those resources, stuff like that. And it's kind of like if you hand them a car, you still want them to be able to, like, handle either getting the oil changed or changing it themselves and the tires and, that regular maintenance stuff, even if you hand the car down. Stuff that, even though you're potentially, you're really helping them out with the house and the car, they still have to do regular adult things like, renew the registration and, all this basic stuff. I think that potentially avoids spoiling them, but I feel like I'm about to be contradicted by the brother who was 20 and had this reduced rent for 14, 15 years ish. And he just, like, didn't, like, learn anything about being an adult and just never thought he would have to go out and find like an actual place, even though he's married and he's 34 and he has 2 kids. That's scary. It's scary to think there's a 34-year-old man out there that's married with 2 kids who's like, nah, as soon as I get kicked out of the place where I pay $200 a month of rent, it's over. I'm going to hate the whole family. About a year ago, I have informed my brother about needing the house back as my daughter is going to be 18 and I would like to have some repairs done before she moves in. Okay. My brother ignored me, so I have issued him a notice to vacate, which was also ignored. Well, you can only ignore it so much. As he continued to ignore me, I had no choice but to apply for a court order to evict them. With a hearing taking place last month. Last week, him and his family were officially evicted. Upon getting into the house, I have noticed it was in horrible condition and it would take a few months just to make it somewhat habitable, let alone redecorating or repairs. Of course. Nothing like trashing the place too. Why do people do this? Like, she's family. I don't think she's going to sue you. I have a feeling I'm going to read some comments where people are going to say that you should sue. But since you're family, I can imagine that she won't. But this whole, like, I'm just going to trash the place since, you know, like, you had to have known. And it's even crazier because it's one thing when it's like a year by year or month by month basis, like, you know, leases can change and it's updated. But when you get like 14 to 15 years to live at this place, you have so much time to prepare to get out. You know, why weren't you saving up money for a house? You know what I mean? She was charging you like significantly below market value rent. Why didn't you save up any money? You're married. I get you have 2 kids, but like, how much was she charging you? If it was way lower, why weren't you saving any money for a home? For a down payment for a home at least. And after the down payment, your mortgage payment could have also been relatively low compared to the rent you might have been paying, depending on where you live. I just don't understand this situation. You had so much time to prepare. Like, I'm feeling like 5 years is enough. He just wasn't saving money. Whatever. Upon getting in the house, yeah, we know. I have raised this with my brother since. He was meant to look after the house and let me know of any repairs, but this talk ended up in an argument where I was called an asshole for evicting him and his family, so my spoiled daughter can... I mean, you want to talk about spoiled? You lived in a house with dramatically lower rent for 14, 15 years, and you were told, you know, after 14, 15 years, which I feel like that's enough. I mean, I've been paying full-on rent. I mean, I had roommates when I was like 18. One of the roommates didn't even pay rent, so I split. And then after that, I was paying rent on my own. You have like a drastically, like if I could, oh my God, man. If I could pay like a drastically reduced rent, the amount of extra money I would have saved up, especially when I was working like 65 hours a week. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't like this dude. I can already tell you. Spoiled daughter can live by herself and not giving them enough notice. They had just over a year to find something suitable. They had more than a year. If he was aware that the deal was that she gets the house when she's 18, they had more than just a year. You warned him that the year was coming up for sure, but he really had 14 or so years to kind of piece this together. So you're not the asshole, pretty much definitively. He also said, I have inherited the house by cheating. He's 34, man. I swear these people, they don't want to, you know, it's like basic. I know it might sound stupid, but like if you're going to show up to take care of the great grandma as she passes away and you end up inheriting the house, I don't really think that the other people in the family can sit here and get mad about it. Y'all just thought that you could get it for free? I don't know, man. And I mean, I'm not saying that anyone needs to take care of me when I get older like that, but like, it's just crazy to me. He also said, my parents are on his side since Adam and his family live with them. It's crazy that you, the granddaughter, your great grandmother. Oh my God. Like nobody but you could take care of her? That's insane to me. I don't know, man. I guess they have too much time. You know, Adam, what does Adam do? Because he can't be working that much, otherwise he would have moved out. You know what I'm saying? This guy sucks. Not the asshole. You really should be doing yearly inspections. Even more than that, as the landlord, she's responsible for maintenance and replacement of light bulbs. I think it's obvious that the brother most likely ruined this. When did I downvote this? Did I do that scrolling down? Hold on. I can't believe you asked this man to pay for repairs after you evicted him. Did you say... Never mind, I take that back. When did I click on this? I sort by controversial at the beginning, but damn. Did you think he'd say, oh yeah, sis, here's some money for that? You can't be that clueless. I don't know, man. As the landlord, she's responsible for maintenance. Listen, I've had some great landlords that contact, like I could call them at 2 a.m. because there's a leak and they'll get somebody out by 2:10, you know? 2:10 in the morning. And I've had some bad ones, but like, y'all, I swear y'all will pull this whole like, but he's family, but then you'll let him get away with trashing the place. I think it's obvious that he was this is their family home too. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not going to be convinced that, you know, they secretly care about the house for any like family reasons. He wanted a free place to stay, or at least a cheap place to stay. And he doesn't actually care about the house or their great grandmother because he trashed it. Not the asshole, not the asshole. You don't sue family, you work it out. Did he say it? Did she say she was suing the family? You can't refuse. You don't refuse to vacate a home based or owned by your sister when you've given more than ample notice. When do you say sue? He was meant to let you know of any repairs. It doesn't say that she's suing him. I'm confused. I'm still wondering how I downvoted a comment I hadn't read yet. Not the asshole. He's lived there for roughly 14 to 15 years, paying substantially low below market rent prices, which should have allowed him to save a considerable sum to put towards the home of his own. He clearly chose not to, as he had to move in with your parents. His life choices are not your problem. Regarding the stay of the home, did you not visit him over the years and notice the deterioration, or is there a revenge damage caused shortly before they moved? A bit of both, really, as well as clever placed furniture so it wasn't noticeable up till now. Oh, so he's putting like couches in front of holes in the walls and stuff. Yeah, this dude sucks. My golden rule is never do business with family and friends. That's a pretty solid rule. That doesn't apply to your kids. You know what I mean? Well, to a degree. You don't want to spoil them, but like I'm inherently going to try to make my child's life easier than my life was, especially since I grew up in like poverty. But I don't know, uncles, the problem becomes like grown adults. Like if you have uncles or you have brothers and sisters that are your age, when you start to do business with them, they feel that they don't owe you. And you, because you're looking at them as this grown ass adult, you feel that they do. Just because they're family doesn't mean that they get free handouts all the time. They're unappreciative about the special pricing deal that you gave them. Yeah, I would like to know what the rent you offered them is, if it's significantly below. If I hear it was like $100 a month or something, because I've seen people that have done that, I'm going to lose my mind. $100 a month? You didn't save any money? What kind of job do you work, like 10 hours a week at McDonald's? Even then, I feel like you'd be fine. I mean, power exists, but you have a wife, kids. I don't know. I just feel like, and you shouldn't be working 10 hours a week with a wife and kids, unless you're doing some job that, you're working some salary job where you don't have to put in that many hours and you're making good money, in which case, what are you doing? Yeah, I mean, nah, you're fine. You're fine. Accomplished Mango 209. And it looks like, based on the comment karma on this, when did it say this account was created? Yesterday, I mean. Yeah, I have a feeling that even in the comments, you don't really come across as the asshole. That's usually like, that's my, like when I'm maybe thinking like, I wonder if there's a little extra here. If I go here and I look at the comment karma, usually if it's upvoted, if it said like negative whatever, then I'd start looking for her comments, and then I'd find comments like, I only charged him, like she's like, it was dramatically below market price, but it was only like $50 below market price, and she had been raising the rent or something, some crazy something. But yeah, no, I mean, your brother is a loser. It's crazy. He's married and has 2 kids, and he's just a loser like that. Hey, Willow. Anyways.